the techniques for dealing with anxiety associated with this holiday season. So there are so many things, so many potential challenges that could arise, and it could have to do with being at somebody's home or having people over your home. It could be the deal of getting where you need to go for the holidays, having to go to the airport. Now, this is an older picture, and there's no masks on these people. So if you're at the airport, make sure you have your mask because you will need that. And we are traveling in a different way these days. So be prepared, have what you need ready, make sure you do everything you need to do. Have your all your goodies in a Ziploc bag that you need, then under 2 ounces of liquids, and just be prepared to go through security and vibrate love as you walk through the airport. Stay focused on that. Often, what I often do when I'm at a place where I need to like maintain my own sacred space, if you're an empath or have are highly sensitive person, so many of us are, we need to protect our vibrational field, right? So I always carry my smudge and spray, and that is a 2 ounce bottle. So you could put that in your Ziploc and bring it on the airplane with you. You could spray it around you and have it so that even when you're on the plane or right before you get to the airport, you can bring that on the plane with you and use that. So that's smudge and spray. It's not pictured here, but many of you who know me know you can find it at thecrystalgarden.com, my store. Or do what it takes for you. Maybe have a hanky with lavender on if you're going through the airport, and be able to, or a tissue even, and just being able. So, whether you're using smudge and spray or something that's going to keep you calm. So, preparing ahead, how easily that's all going to go. Now, there's going to be some situations where either people are going to be alone, or that you feel hurt, like it's hurting you on some vibrational level because maybe you want to be with your grandma, but she's in a place where they're not letting people in, or maybe they're not well enough and you can't go visit, or maybe you don't have enough money to do what you need to do in order to buy the presents. It's just doing what you can in your way, whether it's writing a nice note, sending some kind of loving energy to them and or yourself, because what I have pictured here is perhaps someone who's home alone and is feeling down in the dumps for that. So whether you're the one that may be having to experience having a holiday by yourself, or perhaps you know someone who may be challenged by feeling lonely. So, texting, pick up the phone is even better, or do a little FaceTime, whether however you do it with your a mobile device, and do what it takes to connect with others, especially if you're going to be by yourself, unless you're really happy to be by yourself. And there's nothing wrong with that either. So I have this little presentation set up here for this particular slide so that for those of you that did hear the meditation and did listen and experience it, it was short, but I want to recommend, like this looks like a pretty happy family here, right? So potentially that's true. And they were all having, it looks like they're comfortable, they're happy, everything's fine. So perhaps your family, you're a little worried about how cousin so and so or Uncle Al or whoever, how they're going to talk to you or ask you stuff that you don't want to have to answer or deal with. Even your own parents or whoever it is, it doesn't matter who it is. You can prepare ahead of time some scenarios, a little role playing with yourself, where I call it scripting, where you script out some ideas on how you're going to deal with potential situations that will arise or could arise, or even visualizing and working through ideas so that you can imagine that it never even comes up. Like that doesn't even show up at the table. Instead, if it will be a loving experience, you'll feel very comforted and warmed by the experience, and it will feel really good and happy. Establish intention. The stronger your intention is of what is and is not allowed in your personal space, the better chance you have of that occurring. And sometimes, well, maybe always, it takes courage to stand up for yourself. It takes courage and confidence. So I'll give you some ideas on how to help you do that because you sometimes need to set boundaries. So, one of the things I thought of that could help, which I'm all about working with the angels, and there's so many angels that you could call on and work with during this time. But today I picked a guardian angel, your guardian angel. And this is I just excerpted some little paragraphs out of my book, The Essential Guide to Everyday Angels. So you can call on your guardian angel when you need help with any type of situation, any type. So basically, the guardian angel, like I have written here, is an amalgamation of all the everyday angels that are mentioned in my book. So really, it's like you have legions of angels available to you. You can even say, I want an angel that's going to deal with Uncle Joe, an angel that's going to deal with my cousin Harry. I'm going to have an angel that's going to help me interact in a good way with mom, or whatever the situation is. I don't know what everybody's personal life is about, or a guardian angel that's going to help you feel upbeat and happy and confident and keep your confidence high so that you can have a really fun and happy holiday, and a time that you're really happy to be with the people that you are set up to go see or be with, even if you're staying home alone, that you're happy. So this is a suggested petition because we need to ask the angels. They can't just do whatever. We actually have to literally ask the angel or angels to assist you with your life. So this is just a suggested petition that I wrote for the guardian angel, but there's one for every everyday angel in my book. Okay. Oh, guardian angel, please come and help me. I don't know what to do or how to do it. Guide and inspire me. Bring me divine insight and inspiration. Please light my path and send supportive people into my life. Thank you. So the please and the thank you, right? Then the traditional prayer. Angel of God, my guardian dear, to whom God's love commits me here, ever this day be at my side, to light and guard, to rule and guide. Thank you, guardian angel. So it may sound to some maybe a little bit hokey or whatever, but man, it works, and the guardian and all our angels want to be of service. That's their job. So this is something that has helped me throughout my life, Bach flower essences. Now, what is pictured here is the rescue remedy information. And that's what most people are familiar with, is Bach flower rescue remedy, which is basically 5 flower essences combined together, which are the Star of Bethlehem, the rock rose, clematis, impatiens, cherry plum in the rescue remedy. But I use rescue remedy only, typically, only when there's some kind of shock or some kind of significant, intense upset. And so that's more what that's intended for. Um, Bach flower essences are not essential oils. Bach flower essences are flower, the essence of a flower, not an extract, but literally the vibrational aspect of the flower. And the way it came about, I'll tell you a little story. The way it came about is that Edward Bach, in the 1930s, a homeopathic physician, which was the regular kind of physician for everybody in England, decided that there was something more than the homeopathy work that he was doing with his patients. He wanted to do more and provide more, and something that people could self-administer and that was affordable as well. So he went a walking. He closed up his office and he went on a journey and he did some camping on his journey. And one story says that he packed a lot of shoes. He just went with a suitcase full of shoes. I don't know if that's really true, but that's what one story is. But when he was woke up one morning camping, he opened his eyes and he saw on a leaf or a flower, I don't know which it was because I wasn't there, the little droplet, the morning dew. And he had this realization that the droplet of the water of the morning dew holds the vibrational essence of that particular flower or plant or bush or tree. And so he came up with 38 flower essences. So there are, I'm not going to describe all of them. They are in my book, The Essential Guide to Aromatherapy and Vibrational Healing. Um, but here's just a little, this is an actual snippet that I cut out of my PDF of my book. And this is just an example. So fear, and we may have fear, fear of flying, fear, or we don't know what our fear is. We just have free floating fear, and that aspen is really good for that. So it's helpful for free floating anxiety and indefinable fear. It's beneficial for fear of the dark for all ages. And dark, the fear of the dark could be more than just dark. It could be the fear of the unknown. So I recommend aspen for that purpose and to help with letting go of anxiousness and any kind of dread. Maybe you're dreading the holidays. So I'm not saying you should take aspen, it's just an example. But what I would do is I would grab a bottle of the right Bach flower essence. So you would read about it. You don't even have to buy my book to read about it. It says it on the little Bach flower essences that you could buy here at the Crystal Garden or at Whole Foods or your local health food store. And you take your water, you fill up your, whatever container you use for water, and drop one drop into that, and then just give it a little shake, and then sip it throughout the day, and it helps over time. It's very gentle, it's very vibrational, and I have been amazed at the power of Bach flower essences, which is why I wanted to include it in my book on aromatherapy, because everything's vibration. So this category here are different. These five that I've listed here are just some of the different flower essences that could be used and maybe would help more with what's coming up with the holidays, like beech, for example, to be more tolerant. So the positive potential is to have more compassion, to see good despite imperfections, or let's see, rock water, which is, I believe, in the five flower in the rescue remedy, to have a flexible mind. And the positive potential is to have a flexible attitude when striving for goals. Well, it could also be for a positive attitude for our flexibility when dealing with, family and friends and holiday situations. So these are just some examples. There's so many that you can choose from, but I wanted you to be aware that this is a tool you can use. Now, of course, I love to work with aromatherapy, just inhaling it. And I remember I mentioned when we first started about traveling with lavender. Like, yes, I mentioned to go ahead and use your smudge and spray. It's so good. You give it a shake and you spray it around you, and it has 7 different medical grade essential oils. I sprayed myself in the eye. And it just right away brings you into balance. But you could also just get a little bottle of lavender, put 1 drop or 2 drops on a handkerchief or a tissue, and then put that there or put it into your bra strap or into your pocket, so that it's wafting up. Put it into your purse so that every time you open up your bag or your backpack or whatever you're carrying, that it kind of wafts out of there. You don't have to use a lot of it. It's amazing. It's very impressive. You can even just open the container, take the cap off. They have orifice reducers inside of them so that it's just a little hole. You could just smell the cap even, and just like right away, because it goes through the olfactory nerve through to the limbic system of the brain, and immediately the brain is told what to do with that and calms you down. So some of my favorite ones are lavender and chamomile in combination, or just by themselves individually. Calm, which is a blend that I created one year that we were almost hit by a devastating hurricane, but it's a really good blend. I have it in a spray and in the 5 milliliter bottle. And Euphoria, which is also a blend I created, which has things in it like lavender, clary sage. I think it has geranium in it. There's something else in it. I just can't think of it right now because Can't memorize all those formulas. I have a lot of formulas. And geranium by itself is also very good for balancing hormones. So you don't put it necessarily on you. Use it through inhalation. Another thing you could do, I love traditional medicinals, chamomile with lavender. This tea, as long as you're not allergic to chamomile, which is in the I think of the daisy family, use this. It's very effective and it just calms you right down. You can use it before bed for sleeping. And then I mentioned earlier about scripting, getting things kind of figured out ahead of time. So you can sit with your journal and write a little bit about how you want to. You can write about what you are fearful of if you want to get that out of your system. So sometimes writing to get things out of your system. But also, you can script ahead of time how you would like it to go. You know, I remember before I was married, when are you getting married? It's like, why do you need to know that? What does that have to do with us getting together for the holidays or this family dinner? Or, are you going to get pregnant? Are you going to have babies? All the different kinds of questions that could come up. So you can also come up in advance with how you're going to answer that in a good way or whatever it is. I just brought that up as a sample, so that you can work through it and be prepared. And having that, it's like you're armed with comforting ideas, easy ideas. I don't know if comforting ideas is the right word, but you are more comforted because you've already worked through some of the potential realities that might arise. And then you can also script how you really want it to go. That doesn't even come up. That instead you all talk about something else and you come up with what that something else might be, because it's you get to create your reality. So you could diffuse essential oils if you're having people to your house. You could get your diffuser ready and just get that so that the atmosphere is already set up vibrationally for having good vibes in the house. Everything is calm and peaceful. Evergreen is a very nice one. I don't have it pictured here, but evergreen is a really perfect one because it also smells like a Christmas tree. The evergreen spray or the evergreen essential oil in a 5 milliliter bottle. You just put some in your diffuser and let it diffuse in the air. There's all kinds of diffusers you can use. You can also drop some on a little cotton ball and put it in your pocket or your bra or somehow on your body so that it's not on your skin but in your energy field and you can smell it. And even the people around you can smell it as well. So that's good too. And then that calms them down, whoever's next to you or near you, or when they hug you, they smell that if you're doing hugging with your mask on. And then, so I also put here some ideas for you can wear a bracelet that is lava. Mine isn't, but they look like it looks like it is, right? Lava. You can drop a little essential oil on your lava bracelet and have it. It just looks decoratively. Here's one on the right-hand side of your screen where the angel is. That one is a chakra lava bracelet, and the lava is porous, so you can drop a little drop of your essential oil on your bracelet, and then it's on you. It's not on your skin, which is kind of, I like it better on the bead, not on the skin, because it's going to dissipate really fast on your skin. Whereas if it's on the bead, then it's sustained a little bit longer. And I have the tissues there as a reminder that you can bring a pretty linen handkerchief with some essential oils on it, or just grab a tissue, and put some on that tissue and just have that nearby. You can put it up your sleeve if you want, so that you take it out like you're wiping your nose, but you're really inhaling essential oils. Nobody needs to know. So it's just some ideas on how to take care of yourself, right? You want to take care of yourself. Now, of course, I have to talk about what gemstones would be beneficial. So, oh, I just got more of these hearts in. They're not priced yet, but so you could use an amber heart or an amber, any kind of amber. Maybe you have an amber bracelet or an amber necklace or an amber tumbled stone. It's pine resin, basically, and it's petrified pine resin. It's really good for detoxifying, purifying, and keeping boundaries, establish boundaries vibrationally. Over there, I'm over here. Let's keep the energy clear. Angelite for good communication. It's the light blue one. to the left of the citrine bracelet, and lapis lazuli, which is the round disc. That's very good for calming inflamed energy. So if there's a tendency to feeling sort of angry or resentful about something, that lapis lazuli and the angel light are very good for calming it all down and reducing inflamed vibrations, inflamed thoughts, inflamed body too, anything on your body that's inflamed. Around that citrine bracelet, I put there with the amethyst as the accent, because you can use citrine and amethyst, or together, or in combination, or not, or separately, I should say, or in combination. Citrine is for self-confidence and courage. So every time you look at your bracelet while you're eating or cutting, it's like, oh yeah, everything's good. I'm confident. I'm joyful. Everything's good. You just talk to yourself internally. The amethyst is and transforming challenging situations. So if you think you're walking into a potential challenging situation, I have used this technique where I've had some kind of amethyst on me, although you don't even have to have the amethyst. And just imagine your whole beingness, your whole body, that your auric field, your aura is purple. Just purple. You're walking in purple light. It's in front of you, it's behind you, it's above you, it's below you, and that energy is transforming and transmuting anything that becomes challenging for you or around you. I put a rhodonite disc here because I wanted to, that's next to the rose quartz mala, that's sort of in the center of the screen. That's good if you're having sadness because you're missing loved ones during the holidays. Sometimes it's a hard time. It's always a hard time to miss our loved ones, but a lot of people leave the planet around the holidays. I've observed, especially working here at the Crystal Garden in my store for over 33 years now, that uh, people transition between Halloween and up until about early February. There's a lot of movement between heaven and earth, so to speak. And so there's anniversaries of people's passing around this time of year, or just an empty chair. So the empty chair could be, instead, we can try to do some work with ourselves to imagine that the person who would have sat at that chair instead is, vibrationally with us with love and happiness, or observing from far away wherever they are in another dimensional frequency. I put the chalcopyrite here to remind me to tell you that you can also use pyrite or golden energy, even your gold bracelet. Like I always wear this gold bracelet. That vibration is one to help you remind yourself of your strength, your courage, your confidence, and that all is well. Just it's like a grounding kind of an energy. And then rose quartz are the mala beads up on the upper right hand side. So you could wear rose quartz on you somehow, a, a bracelet, a necklace, some earrings, and then that's kunzite. That bracelet is kunzite, pink vibration, and the disc is rose quartz. So pink is love. So that can just help you to remember to be love and be loving. My biggest reminder is just remember to breathe. When there are situations that are arising or something comes up, it's just like, okay, nobody even knows that deep breath that you just took, that nice deep 4 count inhalation. You can do that count that I use for the meditation, where you breathe into the count of 4, observe that retained breath, the place between the inhale and the exhale. So inhale, and then exhale to the count of 8 or 6, whatever you're comfortable with, but make the exhalation longer than the inhalation. And right away, a relaxation response happens and you feel so much better. When we're uptight and out of sight, we're holding our breath more often than not. If we become consciously aware of our breath, it helps you calm down. It helps me. It also helps us stay focused. There's so many good things with breath. Breathing is good. We want to breathe. So I hope this helped you. I hope that in some way, some little idea, some little clue, it inspires you and helps you during the holiday season. I hope that you all have a great holiday, that it's easy peasy, and that it all goes well. So I want to thank you so much for watching. You can watch replays from this particular event or all the free events that I've done throughout all this pandemic. You can find it on my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Margaret Ann Lembo. Subscribe, and you'll be notified typically that a new, video is available. And there's even videos prior to all of this, but all my free workshops that I've just recently done in the last, let's say, almost 2 years are on the YouTube channel. So next week, on a totally different note, we're going to delve into animal totems and the gemstone kingdom, specifically birds, the feathered ones. So that will be fun and informative, and I hope you'll join me. I want to thank you again for watching. May your days be filled with blessings and love, and may the angels light your path. Thank you for watching.